Hello, and welcome to MEP 101. Let's go. We're going to start by opening a new project with a mechanical template. Boom. And the first thing we're going to do is make some grids and levels, because that is always a solid starting point for any project. We're not going to do ceiling plans. We won't use plumbing, but we will use the elevation, so we'll get back to that. And if you look under the views, under mechanical and Hvac, these are the two levels we're going to be using. We will use the elevations, but not yet, but it's good to know where everything is. First is first, we're going to put some grids down. We'll keep it small, we'll just do 2 by 2, whatever sizes you want. And I'm going to place one and copy it across. Was that 4 meters, 10 meters, whatever. So I'll copy one across, I'll draw a horizontal grid and copy that down. There. So let's open an elevation and let's add another level, because the structure we want to build today to make the system across will have 2 levels, so we'll need ground first and a top level. Again, just copying these. Next we need some walls, and so you can see I've changed the base and top constraints, so we've got level 0 to level 2. And this can be any type of wall, it's just a generic one for now. Then I'm going to draw a smaller box here, the same wall type, but this is going to be the walls for our technical shaft, again going from 0 to the top of level 2. Then we need a shaft, so it's an opening going from the top to the bottom, and that's what the ducts or pipes or electronics are going to have the space to span the vertical distance in. But you knew that already because you're all super smart. So now in a 3D view, you can see we've got the walls going from 0 to 2. I'm going to add some floors. So if I open the mechanical 0 plan view, this is going to be the slab, I guess, on the ground floor. And because it's a shaft cutting in the technical shaft, we can just go ahead and draw the floor as a square and it will create the opening for us. And let's do the same on level 1. We don't need to do this on level 2 because that's technically going to be the roof, but I don't think we'll place one there for this exercise. Ta-da! We've got walls and floors. So in the view properties, the disciplines will show and allow you to manipulate different elements depending on what they are for. So coordination, you can select the walls and floors and everything. So we've got architectural, structural, everything coordinated. If we choose just structural, the floors are the only thing with a structural association, so they're the only thing showing there. The mechanical discipline will halftone and transparent everything that is not a mechanical element within the project. So UI means user interface, and it means all the buttons you can push and things you can click. Up on here in HVAC, you've got ducts, which is for ventilation. Flex ducts, they give you a bit more freedom when placing them. Air terminals is the diffusers. I don't use those. Mechanical equipment is going to be like air handling units, or I don't even know what else we use. Pipes is from plumbing. Placeholders will just put a line in the place of a pipe. And there's some other little functions there. Plumbing fixtures, sprinklers. This is where you're going to find things like toilets, showers if they're loaded in. Lovely. Wires is for electrical. This just places an arced wire run and it will connect 2 electronic points. Electrical equipment will be anything you've loaded in, and then there's components that you can load in from the Autodesk library as well. You can play around with these and check out different types of MEP systems that you can build. First, we're going to place some supply diffusers. So this is an air terminal under the mechanical equipment tab for the Hvac, I think it's called. So we need a supply and an extract. And I'm going to place these in random places. And we're going to do that on both floors. Just for speed, I'm going to select both of them, copy them, and let's paste them into this view. So we've got the same setup on both levels. It doesn't matter, they could be anywhere. Now we're going to draw some duct paths from the Systems tab. We're on a regular duct. You can see there's different shapes, rectangular, oval. I'm going to go with a round duct, I think, today. So each air terminal diffuser in the center, it will have a connection point. And if you once you have a duct selected, you can connect it to that, and you'll see a little round symbol appear in the middle like that, which means that you're creating a good connection. And let's just lead them into the technical shaft here, where we're going to place some vertical ducts for them to connect to. You can see that Revit assigns colors to the ducts depending on the type of air terminal they're attached to. So the exhaust is green and the supply is blue. These are like pre-assigned, you can't change that, but it does help you in plans and stuff to see the difference between the two systems. Lovely. There we go. Let's take a look in 3D. It looks amazing, but these air terminals are on the floor. So we don't need to extract or supply the floor with air. Let's select these air terminals, diffusers, whatever you want to call them. You can see we've got all four there. And because we've got across 2 levels, it's going to vary, but they will be offset the same amount from both floors. That's much better. It's in the ceiling now. We've got our horizontal ducts, but we need to place the vertical ones to connect them across the 2 floors. And to do that, I'm going to make a section so that we can see it properly. But sometimes it is easier to draw these in 3D, depending on how you work. So this is a front view of our shaft. I'm going to select ducts. Yeah, we're going to make sure they can automatically connect. Add vertical, change slope. We don't need to do that in this model. I think these are going to need to be bigger than the ducts that we have spanning the ceiling, because these are going to supply air to both levels and take it. So these are going to need to be wider. So I'm going to draw it from somewhere on the first floor to somewhere on the second. You can always adjust it if you're going to add an air handling unit at the bottom or the top, or an exhaust on the roof. And you can only see the line now we've drawn, but if we change this to fine, then you can see the whole size of the pipes. 3D, awesome. Now let's connect these and make our amazing 2-floor system of supply and exhaust. So I'm going to go into a plan view and take a look. You can see they're not lined up center to center, and these ducts where we place them in a section are, well, not where they should be. We want them to be in the center of the shaft so they've got lots of space. It's too much space. Let's make them bigger. Nice. Now these won't connect properly unless they're aligned. So you can use the align tool and select the center point of the vertical ducts, and then we can bring these smaller horizontal ducts to it. Fuck that. Cool. We'll do the same on the first floor. We'll select the center point with the align tool, and we'll bring the horizontal ducts over to it so they're nice and lined up. Then I'm going to use this section again, recycling. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees so that I can look at the connection of the horizontal ducts and the vertical ducts. We'll start with the supply, and only the supply. Go to view. So now we can see from the side the vertical ducts. At the moment they're automatically capped in, so it's a closed system, which means that we won't be able to calculate any airflows or anything because it automatically caps the pipes. So if we select the horizontal duct and just drag the connection point over, it will automatically connect duct to duct. Ta-da! Now I'm going to do the same. I'm going to move this recycled section over so we can see the exhaust, and let's connect that one there. So now level 0 has both the supply and exhaust connected to the main ducts. Looks good to me. We're going to do exactly the same on level 1. So the section does span 2 floors. We don't need to adjust anything. We could have done both on the same time, to be fair. So we need to move this and do the same. Clash time. So the way we drew these overlapping in the plan views has created clashes between the supply and exhaust ducts. And because we live in reality, we can't have a physical object going through a physical object and working the same way. Like, it just doesn't work. So we're going to have to change the path of some of these ducts so that they're not overlapping. So I'm going to use the box tool to check it out. Look, BX, love this little command. And you can see it more clearly here. So let's get one pipe duct out of living inside the other one. My favorite way to do this is to work in a section view so that you can get a good view of it. We've already got one set up here, so let's go ahead and use it. And we want to see the whole length of the pipe, and when we go to the view, you'll see there's like a cross with a circle that is signifying the exhaust pipe. I think it was that way around, coming towards us, going through it. So SL is the command to split an element, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to just cut a chunk of this duct out either side of the clash, delete, and then if you select the duct, yeah, let's go thin lines. You can see that it's automatically put a cap on the end. So let's delete that. Select, well, delete the other one too, I guess. Thick lines, why not? We'll select it. I've used CS for create similar and go from the center point. We'll just move it so it's coming down, across, and up again, and now it's got a nice little path around. I've deleted that because I don't think the ceiling cavity is going to be that big, so let's make it go over. We'll use all the space we have. Now you'll see if I select one of the segments, you can tap it with the arrow keys and move it up, down. If I select the left one, I can move it in so it's got a nice tight fit. And I don't know, it depends how accurate you need to be with these things. Let's find the other clashes and we're going to do the same. So that's in 3D, you can see. Looks cool as fuck, right? So we're going to do exactly the same thing for this clash. It's a bit different up here. So we can see we've got the duct layouts a little bit different. So we're going to need to move the section so we can see the clash. Let's go to the view. There's our clash. We're going to do the same thing. This one looks tight, so we might have to adjust it a bit more. Yeah. Maybe we'll have more room if we do it the other direction. So let's rotate the view so we're looking on this axis. And let's take a look and see if we have more space to adjust it. A little bit, maybe. Let's go for it. So SL is the split element command. Split, split. Bye-bye. And don't forget we've capped the ends. I think you can uncheck that function so that it just leaves the pipes open. So we'll select the duct, CS to create similar, and we're going to draw the path we want the duct to take around the other duct now. And again, I'm going to select segments and tap away. Change it to thin lines, you can see a bit better, and we'll make it a nice close fit so we're not wasting any space. And you can see if you go too far, it's going to tell you that an element is too small because you've moved it too close and it just doesn't want to connect, in which case cancel, try again. There's always going to be a workaround. We'll move this segment maybe. Yeah, not the connection, but the duct. Tap, tap. Much better. It's looking like a much closer fit. And you can see if you overextend it, it will say that you can't create the connections, you can't create the ducts because it's going backwards on itself, or the element is reversed and it just can't do it. Revit's robot brain does not compute. I think that's good enough. So let's check it out in 3D. Yeah, looks nice and clean. The other type of clashes that we can come across with MEP ducts and plumbing layouts. Don't know where I did that. Shaded, just how it looks with the shaded view. It's still going to have the lines indicating what system is what, which is which. Great, let's change that back. So to find the clashes in the walls, we need to change the discipline to coordination so we can actually select and see the walls. I'm just going to hide that one so we can have a good look in. And you can see that the clashes here is where the duct is going straight through a wall to try and connect with the vertical ducts there. And we're not magic. We haven't got that technology yet. So we're going to have to make holes in the wall. I'm going to use this recycled section again. I don't want to fill up my project with lots of sections and make a new one each time. Ugh. So we're looking at a wall from the front in coordination. You can see the ducts passing through. Each cross with a circle around it is marking the duct. And it's simply an edit profile situation. So I'll use the duct as a measuring device. You can probably just tap the diameter of the circle according to the diameter of the ducts. Boom. And that's as simple as it gets. We've got duct system spanning 2 floors. We've got air terminals for supply and exhaust. We don't have any physical object going through another physical object. And it looks cool as fuck. Ta-da! Now's a good time to just play around and check out the mechanical discipline view and see what you can modify with that. You can make longer systems, you can add ducts coming off it, you can add air handling units, try and connect them. If we select the wall here, you can see the holes that we've made. These look like good working systems. Congratulations, everyone. You've completed MEP 101. Bonus round. So I want to have a look at the system inspector here. Now we've got this system. There's a button within the systems tab that means that you can check that the flow direction and that everything is working. So if we go to 3D and we'll get rid of those duct end caps because that's what's closing the system at the moment. We need an open system for this to work. Bye. And then if you hover on the system and tab through, you'll see it selects the whole thing that's connected. System inspector, and again come over here. We need to select the system that we want to inspect. So again, tab, so it's got the whole thing highlighted, inspect, and now you can see the liters per second, the pressure loss, and the direction of the airflow. And you can tag these things in plans. I think it's a 23 feature that you can do it all in 3D now, which is awesome. Yeah, little bonus for you. Looks great. Finish. And you can do the same for the exhaust. So get rid of the cap, System Inspector tab, select, Selector, Inspector, and here you can see that the air is flowing towards the vertical ducts, the opposite of the other one. There's also automated duct sizing. You can do it based on velocity, friction, static. You can restrict the height of the ducts if you need to have it in a certain ceiling cavity and things like that. And it will calculate everything for you and adjust the duct sizes and radius of everything for you. Amazing, right? Ta-da! That was that anyway. Thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed it. Bye!